I love fucking doing that to y'all. Just sit for 30 seconds and don't say nothing. Just let that image sink into your brain. Sink into your psyche. All those question marks y'all have inside y'all brain right now about this image is going to be the precursor to this video. And I will admit, this is going to be a long ass video. As is the second part of this video, because it's going to be a series. Now there's a twist here. Okay? Because the image of the female that you are viewing, the storyline behind this, it simply cannot be discussed here on this platform. And for those of you who have been following me and have been in the black sector of YouTube over the course of the last year, you know exactly why it cannot be addressed here. So, what I'm going to do is, while using this video to talk about another very serious topic, I'm also going to promote the storyline behind this image by telling you guys to go to my main channel. Okay? At my main channel, you will see the second video that is going to specifically deal with this image. Yo. Look. Let me, like I said, this is going to be a long video. I'm kind of frustrated because I hate long videos because they take so goddamn long to edit. That by the time y'all hear this audio, it could be a week after I made this audio. But, everything is coming together. Let me just say this. If you take the title of this video, which lets you know what the topic of this video is going to be about, and you take this image, and then you consider that there was this black female, and I'm going to screenshot the comment that she left me about a week ago, where she called herself confronting me and saying, quote, "Be a man and discuss building." This is one of the favorite little games that these idiotic black females like to play on YouTube. When black men start, complaining, talking about, how black females, cause them so many problems and put them through so much hell, and how she's a bad mate and the reason why she's 72% single. The favorite game they like to play, because now they realize that they can't silence us by putting us on a hit list, is they like one of the many things they say besides, of course, you gay, your mama black, you hate your mama, and all that crap. One of the favorite games they like to play, and this is kind of a new one, is, why don't you talk about building? Black men don't build anything. Now, I want you to think about the topic in the title, and you look at this picture. Now, some of you may recognize who this is. Many of you will not. This woman, she came to light after the Orlando nightclub shootings, in which an Arab ISIS sympathizer, wannabe terrorist, he slaughtered like 50 people inside of a gay nightclub 2 years ago. She came front and center. Yes, this is a she. Contrary to popular assumption, this is a she. Now, you take this picture and you take that title and you think about this black female troll and all the black female trolls that accuse black men of not being able to build. Build with what? What? How are we going to build? With what materials? With what manpower or woman power? How are we going to build? Build? What, with this? With what's in the title of this video and the storyline behind it, how are we going to build? I told y'all before, Negroes nowadays expect you to be able to take a fucking bus driver and put him in the cockpit of a Boeing 757 and say, take off, fly, do a loop around the airport, and land safely back at the tarmac. He's a fucking bus driver. He doesn't even know what button to press to turn on the damn wing flap, let alone take off. That's what they expect. That's what they expect. But I'm going to calm down. Like I said, there's a lot to touch on in this video, and I'm just going to take my time. This video is definitely going to go over half an hour. It may go over in an hour. So, y'all might want to pause it and just go, get you some popcorn or whatever. Now, how do I even begin this? Usually I just, I just go in on it. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. This black woman in this ridiculous looking blonde wig with the skin lightener on. Oh yes, that is skin lightener on her. This is a 48-year-old. Notice I didn't say 18-year-old, a 28-year-old, even 38-year-old. Okay? 28 years old, I could see that. 38, no, I couldn't see it, but, okay. 48-year-old grown-ass woman. And again, you're just seeing her face. You ain't seeing the rest of her get up. It's hysterical on level. Just like I say, I'm going to use this video as a promotional video. You want to see the storyline behind this, okay? And keep in mind, these are the women that black men are supposed to build with. These are the women that are raising and rearing children like Stephon Clark's brother, which we gonna get to. Oh, trust me, we getting to it. We getting to it. We going in today, okay? But we gonna keep it civil because this is YouTube. I'm gonna control myself. I've learned how to do that. But we going in today. 48-year-old woman in a blonde wig with skin lightener on. And what makes it so much more frightening is that this is supposed to be a woman who is a representative and a personality of stature in her community. Again, now I know a lot of dumb people are going to say, well, what does her appearance have to do with anything? They say looks can be deceiving, but unfortunately in the black community, looks aren't so deceiving. As a matter of fact, they're pretty fucking obvious. Wait until you hear the storyline behind this shit. It's going to leave you scratching your head harder than any of us have probably scratched our head in a very long fucking time. In the meantime, we're just going to set this aside. Again, if you want to see the storyline behind this picture, which is going to sit up here for the remainder of this video, because I just want this shit to sink in, because when I go ham on my main channel, I want y'all to be fired up and ready for it. Okay? Now, before I get to the topic at hand, since this is going to be a long-ass video anyway, I might as well just go ahead and get a couple of things out of the way. I've been meaning to mention this stuff over my last several videos. I've been meaning to email you brothers that I have your email. I haven't got a chance to. First thing I want to do is I want to issue an apology, which I don't do often. But yes, I do owe a couple of you brothers an apology. I don't recall all of the ones, but some of you guys have been requesting some of my old classic videos that were on my old Brian Too Bad TV Solange channel that I had a year ago. Okay, let me explain that the situation is the videos that you guys are requesting, I did look for them, okay, but the problem that I'm having is those videos, I shot those videos, or I produced those videos on my old camera phone, okay? And even though before I got rid of some of my older phones, I did transfer some of those video files, or I transferred mostly all of those video files to my laptop computer or my external hard drive. Unlike the videos that I actually produced on my actual laptop or desktop, the videos that I transferred as files, where I just, I just shot live stream, and I didn't do any, any editing, which I believe the videos that you requested were. Unfortunately, those videos, I didn't title them. So when I transferred the file, okay, it just became another lost file inside of hundreds of thousands of files on my computer. And of the hundreds of thousands of files, image files, documents, pictures, music files, audio files, etc., I have well in excess of 20,000 video clip files. Okay. So, it's like trying to find a needle in a haystack. I can narrow down the search, as far as, looking for the specific length of the video, perhaps, and maybe looking at, whatever the screenshot is that's representing the video when I click on the file. But other than that, I did try to search for those videos. It's not like I'm ignoring or playing y'all. Y'all keep asking. I keep saying, yeah. I'm, at some point, I'm going to find those videos and I'm going to upload them over on my BitChute channel, which is my main channel now that I just told you guys about. And when I do, I'm going to make an announcement here. And based on whoever you are, I may specifically email you if you put in a request for that. So I apologize, brothers. And I am trying to get that for you. Which leads me to my next point before we get into this ridiculosity that's going on in Sacramento. Now, I know a lot of you may have been puzzled as to why I have a PayPal donation link up in the description box. I just started doing this a couple of days ago. And, I'm going to call myself out. And I'm going to say that I did say on several occasions that I would never ask for handouts. Okay. Now, here's the deal. I'm still not asking for handouts from anybody. Okay. This is a voluntary thing. And let me explain to you the situation. Everything in life, I've learned this. Okay. Especially after my last relationship. I learned this. Everything encompasses time, resources, and effort. Okay. Now, I usually say time, money, and effort because 95% of resources, even raw material, can be bought with money. And since most of us don't know how to grow, build, or create shit, we spend money to buy the resources that we need. So let's just say everything encompasses time, money, and effort. Okay. So for me to be able to, for example, sit down and say, okay, today is going to be the day when I'm not going to do anything but sit down here and roll through all of these tens of thousands of fucking files that I have to find these videos that these brothers specifically requested. Loyal brothers that have been watching me since 2014. That is going to encompass a lot of time and effort. Now, here's the catch. I'm not asking you to pay me to invest the time and effort into that. I'm not asking you to pay me at all. What I'm saying is, for me to invest that time and effort, which would mean that I would have to I would have to stop what I do running my business. I'm an entrepreneur running my business. I would have to take a day, maybe 2 days off and devote an entire day to doing that shit. Okay? Because for those of you who don't have a lot of, files on your computer or your storage units, if you have tens or hundreds of thousands of files and they're disorganized, I mean, my stuff isn't really disorganized. It's organized to a certain point, okay? But those files that are untitled or they don't have obvious titles, it's going to take a lot of fucking time to find that shit, okay? I can't do that, just on the fly. I can't do that when I wake up in the morning and I say, I tried it. Oh, okay, well, let me sit down and, see if I can scroll through these motherfucking files. It'd be easier, if there was just a certain search word I could type in because the file was titled. Like, say, swirling, You know, all the videos that I made about swirling or downloaded from YouTube about swirling, I just type in swirling. 64 out of 15,160 videos comes up about swirling. See what I'm saying? But if it's just a coded title, you know, that the camera phone or the computer gave it because I didn't title it, it's gonna take time to find that shit. Okay, and to find that shit, I'm gonna have to invest. I'm gonna have to take away from what I do to make my bread to actually sit down where I'm not getting paid to do that. Okay, the problem is, like all of us, well, okay, in all fairness, all of us who don't live in our mother's basement. Okay, for those of us who actually pay our own bills, have a roof over our own heads, have car payments, we understand that just like that blood flow, you can't disrupt that fucking money flow for too long. Okay, even a week off of work, if you know the company that you work for ain't giving you vacation pay, that could fuck up your finances for months, depending on, you know, what your financial situation is. I know because I've been through it. So I'm not asking for anything. What I am saying is I am going to put forth the effort to look for those videos. But it would be greatly helpful if I could have enough money in one place, okay? And I'm working on some you know, budgeting and savings plans, but it would help if I had enough money in one place where I could say, you know what? I don't have to work today. I don't have to work this week. I can take this day or this week off and look for these brothers' videos. Now, some of y'all say, well, that's ridiculous. Just, you know, I mean, you're asking for donations for that. But there's another reason as well, a far more important reason. And I only emailed one brother about this recently. A lot of y'all have been bugging me about the project that I've been planning and working more often on, unfortunately, called the comparisons between Ghetto Gaggers and the modern day black female. I think I'm going to title it something like that. I have every intention of making that video. However, to make that video, okay, I told you guys, just starting off, I have to edit well in excess of 400 pornography clips that are 20 minutes or longer. Now, if I just lived in my mama's basement and was eating her food and she was paying all the bills and I wasn't doing nothing but, you know, sitting around, I'd have all the time in the world to do that shit. Because I ain't doing nothing else, right? But to take time out to do that and to stay focused doing that, where you don't get bored and venture off into something else, or you're just tired coming home from a long day, a hard long day at work, and you know you just want to, you know, go lay down and relax, or you know, get pussy or whatever. To do that is going to encompass a lot of time and effort, which means I would have to sit in one spot for a very long time, which I've done on several occasions. Okay, but if the average video that I make, you know, the little quick, cheap video I just throw together, put some pictures on there, make an audio for it, put it in the movie maker, you know, it produces it, and then I upload that motherfucker. That whole process, just for say a 15-minute video, if I'm cutting a lot of pictures to fit the narration, that whole process can take anywhere from 5 hours to an entire day. Okay, just a 15-minute video. This video documentary, really going to be a mockumentary about the comparisons between your average everyday black girl next door and ghetto gaggers, the ghetto gagger black females. I mean, we're easily talking about a 3-hour video, okay? Which means I'm not going to use every one of those clips. After I edit those clips, I got to look through all those clips, and then I got to decide which of those clips I got to do a director's cut, like Steven Spielberg would do. I got to decide which of those clips I'm going to use, and then guess what? Those aren't the only clips I'm going to use, okay? I got to create audio for the narration. I got to add probably pictures. Then I got to go to YouTube, and I got to find other video clips that aren't, you know, adult film-like, that I'm going to use as reference and support, you know, the theory of the point that I'm trying to push across. So that alone could be an additional, 10 to 50 other videos that I got to edit and then look through, okay? So that's a lot of fucking time. And the cold hard fact is, the cold hard fucking fact is, that project and other projects that I'm working on that are going to be an hour plus long are simply not going to happen with my busy schedule, because I have to work almost every day to keep that money flowing. So, all I'm simply saying, and I'm not asking for anything, if you guys, because when I set up the PayPal account, the customer service lady, she asked, well, do you want the link to only accept a certain amount? Like some people, they only accept a certain amount of money, like $25, $50. I'm like, hell no. I'm not trying to get handouts from nobody. If you wanna donate 5 cents, go ahead. If you don't want to donate nothing, it's all good. When I get around to making a documentary this year or 5 years from now, it'll be free. I'll let you guys see it. I couldn't charge y'all for it anyway, because I get my pants sued off, because there's going to be a lot of copyrighted material in that motherfucker. But for me to actually be able to, I may actually have to request some of you brothers' help. I don't know. As far as producing that video, I usually like to do my own shit so I can claim all the credits for it. But we'll see how things go. But the fact is, it would be helpful if I could get enough funds from wherever they come from my own hand, from people who like my content, whatever, enough funds in one spot where I could actually sit down and say, okay, I'm going to take a month off. I'm going to take a week off, and I'm going to do nothing but this and finally get it done. Because I want these brothers to see this, because I told them I was going to do this. I just don't have the time to invest in doing it right now. Okay? So, while I did say that I would never accept donations from anybody, I also did say in one of my videos that if I was ever to accept money from people, and I discussed this in the email with that one brother that's been bugging me about this for 2 years, I said that I would I would obligate myself to stop everything else I was doing. And I have proof of this if you want to see it. I said it. In addition to saying I wouldn't accept handouts, I said, if I'm going to accept any money from anybody, I'm going to obligate myself to stop everything else I'm doing, besides, of course, eating, breathing, shitting, and sleeping, of course, to do nothing but what they want to see me produce, which is this project and several other projects that I have listed in the description box. So see, in addition to, this donation link, I have below the reason why I'm asking for this donation link. Simply what I need is I need enough funding to where I can take a fucking vacation and work on nothing but this. Because again, like I said, YouTube is a hobby for me. Okay? It's helpful to you brothers. I'm glad of that. But it's a hobby for me. It is not it is not a way of life. Okay? I don't make my money off this. I can't get Google AdSense because I tell too much truth. Okay? And it's too much. I'm censored too much. So, if y'all find it in your hearts to donate, $1, that's fine. You want to donate one penny, that's fine. You don't want to donate nothing, that's fine. But this will be pasted in almost every one of my videos in the description box. If there's something more important that needs to be said before that, it'll be pasted above it. And in my videos that get really popular, meaning videos that get over 1,000 views, I'm also going to post it and pin it in the comment section. Okay? So, I apologize, guys, for that extra long prelude. But like I told y'all, this is going to be a long ass video. So, just go grab some fucking popcorn. Okay. So, let me see. I think I got everything out the way. Did I get everything out the way? Well, it is what it is. Anyway, going into the title of this video. Now, I'm the type of person, I try to ignore things that become popular and start trending really quick. Because I'm an introvert and I don't believe in, running with the herd. Because I've seen how many times the herd has gone over the cliff since Jonestown in our society. And even further back before that. So I am not easily moved. I don't care if it's the iPhone 7. I don't care if it's Justin Bieber. I don't care if it's a certain phrase or terminology that, young people choose to use. I don't care. If it's popular and trending, I don't want no part of it. Okay? I'll hear it on the radio. I'll hear it, watching the news. I'll see it watching the news. I'll see it, on social media. And I'll just ignore it. It is only after several days or weeks, depending on whatever it is. Perfect example, Black Panther. I made a video calling out the hypocrisy of black people concerning Black Panther. But not until 2 weeks after that shit came out in theaters. And most of the hype about it was gone. Okay? I didn't go see that motherfucker. And won't go see it. I probably won't even rent the shit on DVD. And I explained my reasons why for that. So, about, 1.5 weeks ago, when I started hearing this name, Stephon Clark, unarmed black teenager shot in Sacramento. Police fired 20 times, hit him 7 or 8 times. I didn't pay no attention to it. And it's not because I don't care about life. It's because it's trending and it's popular. And I know what the media is trying to do. I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to manipulate my mind. They're trying to manipulate public opinion. Just like they're trying to manipulate public opinion against Donald Trump. Of course, I'm no Trump supporter, but I'm just saying, that's what they're doing. They're using anything and everything they can find. A porn star claiming she sucked his dick, Russian collusion, this, that, and the other. It's always something with Donald Trump. Why? Because they don't like Donald Trump. So they think that they should decide for America who should be president of the United States. And Donald Trump, obviously, in their opinion, wasn't supposed to win. So now they're doing everything they can to trend stuff and make stuff top headlines that really ain't even fucking news. Okay? Same thing with the Stephon Clark thing. How many Negroes? First of all, I'm stunned. I guess Negroes are everywhere now. But I'm stunned because I didn't even know there were that many Negroes in Sacramento. I'm not from California. I mean, I have a sister in Southern California, but I thought that, Northern California was mostly white folks. I didn't even know there were, I knew there were Negroes in San Francisco and Oakland, but I didn't even know there was Negroes in Sacramento. So I'm learning something. I knew, of course, there's going to be black people sprinkled everywhere, but because we love to go where white folks love to go, but that's a subject for another video. But I didn't even know that there was an abundance of those type of Negroes in Sacramento. Oh yeah, we about to go there. Mm-hmm. Yep, we're going to keep it civil, but we're going to go there. We're going to go there today, baby. So when I finally got tired of hearing this man's name, I looked into it. And it helped a bit that one brother that inspires me with frequency, as you guys know, David Carroll, he recently did a video on this 2-part video series, one public video on his main channel and one in the rabbit hole. After watching his video, he talked about a video clip of the shooting victim, Stephon Clark's brother, whose name is Devontae Clark, interrupting a city council meeting where the mayor and police chief were involved in Sacramento, and this happened shortly after, all the news media came and started making a circus out of the whole thing. Prior to that, I had seen the body cam video of these 2 police officers chasing this Negro to the back of what the news media says was his grandmother's backyard. And, you hear one of them yell gun, and then you hear them yell stop or get on the ground or something. And then another one yells gun one more time, and they both open up and you know, you hear several shots, and even though they're flashing a light, you can't really see who or what they're shooting at. So the video wasn't really graphic. You could hear the gunshots, but you never saw Stephon Clark, or at least I didn't. Okay. But you know, that video didn't really move me because there was nothing graphic there. You know, I mean, it wasn't like Philando Castile where you could see this dude bleeding out and, you know, his life, you know, being drained away from him. That was a video that I really wished they had never released. It pissed me off. I'm not gonna lie. Even though I know how Negroes are, it pissed me off. Okay. So after David Carroll mentioned his video, he said, I know everybody's seen this follow-up video, Stephon Clark's brother, interrupting a city council meeting. And I'm thinking to myself, no, I haven't seen it. Because, again, I don't follow stuff that's popular and trending right when it comes out. I just don't. And I explain the reasons why. So I said, okay, before I finish watching this 30-minute video clip of Mr. Carroll, let me go check this video out. And who do I go to first? Who do I encounter having that video clip first, or encounter having it? But this idiot Negro on YouTube, first name Willie, and I'm gonna leave the other part of his name alone. I go to Willie's video, I view it, and you know, I see at first, you know, everything's normal. But then, just like I told y'all in a video, a couple of videos back, I told y'all, in Black America, our society has accepted the abnormal becoming normal. Out of nowhere, these goofy ass Negroes, including Stephon Clark, they jump up, start yelling, acting like circus rodeo clowns. He running to the front of the fucking city hall building and jumping around like he's in an Indian powwow. Then he jumps onto the counter where the mayor and the other city council members are. And you can see these white folks, you know, they're just embarrassed. They're probably a little scared. They're, you know, they already know that they don't want to make matters worse because the media is already trying to make a circus of this. There are uniformed police officers in the room, but they've already been under orders. Don't say or do nothing. Just let this coup play itself out. Let this foolishness play itself out the way it's playing itself out, and you know, just let it go. It can't last forever. You know, just let them do what they got to do. Do what they want to do. And so this Negro, for the next 2-3 minutes, he's jumping on the countertop. He's cursing out the mayor. He's telling people in the crowd, black people, to shut the fuck up. You know, he's jumping up on top of a table or something like that. And the media is they're just intaking all of this. They're just loving every fucking moment of it. And, you know, look, of course, everybody's going to say this. I understand. When you lose a loved one, okay, when your loved one is violently taken, you feel a certain type of way. I can understand that. I can even respect that, okay? I can understand the rage that you may feel on the inside of yourself. But I'm going to tell you why I feel like Stephon Clark was and is full of shit. And it's going to piss a lot of people off, but that's too bad. Because when he grabbed the mic, they saw that this clown, you know, he was intent on acting like a certain thing that I can't say here on YouTube. He was intent, he gonna do it. And if we call security, if we had these police drag his little black ass out of here, the media is gonna make a circus out of that. You know, racist white people drag grieving brother of murdered black boy out of city council meeting by his legs, you know, and throw him in jail. Details at 11. So they said, you know what? It's worth just letting this go. Because we all know what would have happened if this was just a normal event and some Negro started acting a fool like this. But, yeah, you know, subject for another video. So when they gave this Negro a mic, they was like, Stephon, you want a mic, bro? You want a mic? They let this dude take over their city hall meeting. And he gets up there. At first, He's trying to control himself. But then he starts doing something that I've seen every wannabe hip hop Negro that thinks he's the next Kanye West or the next Chief Keef does. He says, "Does my city love me? Does my city love me? Is Sacramento gonna come and represent for me?" And then he grabs one of his buffoonish ass friends by the shoulder and he says, "Y'all vote for him. We're gonna start a campaign for him. He gonna be mayor. Cause this white man back here, he don't care for y'all. He a general of white supremacy." And I'm saying to myself, okay, let's say I'm really so angry and I'm so upset that, I feel like, these motherfuckers, they murdered my brother or they murdered one of my loved ones. Could be anyone, okay? And I'm not going to stand for it. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to make a goddamn fucking statement. Fuck these motherfucking white motherfuckers in here. I'm coming in here and I'm going to let everybody know how I feel. And I go in there and I do just that. I don't get arrested. I don't get jumped on. And then, even better yet, they give me a mic to express myself. I guarantee you the first thing ain't going to come out my mouth is, does the city represent me? Does Sacramento love me? Negro, you ain't Lil Wayne. Sit your goofy ass down. Talk about your murdered brother and how you feel about him and what you want to be done. Talk about the justice. I mean, did y'all hear almost any of that in there? Negro was just babbling on about a bunch of fucking nonsense. And it sounded more like to me that he was an opportunist. Now look, people gonna say, well, how can you call out somebody who just had a relative murdered? Because I know these Negroes. I know them. They cry crocodile tears all the time. I'm not saying that he's not distraught and that he's not upset about his brother. Okay, I'm not saying that. But the way he represented himself was not only embarrassing, it was opportunistic. He's looking to gain and gather and garner popularity for himself. That's why he didn't go out there and say, does this city love my brother? Does this city love my murdered brother? Y'all coming to the funeral? Y'all coming to the memorial service? Hey, his funeral gonna be at such and such time. I want everybody in here to come to his funeral. Don't forget Stephon Clark. We love Stephon Clark. No, he went in there to garner attention for his fucking self. He knew the cameras of the world were there, along with the rest of these ignorant Ghettonians and the city council, and he wanted to garner attention for himself. As we've seen in several of these other cases where there will be a representative of the family of the alleged victim, whether it's a family member or a close friend, they'll come up there and they'll act a fucking fool. And what really pisses me off is that the news media knows that this is a circus show. They know it's a circus show, but they let it continue. And then they pretend with their liberal asses like they give a damn about y'all black asses. If the liberal news media like CNN gave a fuck about black people, as soon as that idiotic boy stood up there to make a goddamn fool out of himself, they would have cut the damn cameras off. It was like, we got to interrupt this broadcast. We'll go to commercial break. They allowed that shit to continue. Because while they pretending like they care and we're so sorry for your loss. We're so sorry for your loss, Devontae, and my heart goes out to your family. What they're really doing is sitting in that back room, in that break room, snickering, laughing at your dumb black ass. That's what they're doing. Anybody who believes in this day and age that that liberal news media, liberal politicians, liberal anybody cares about your black ass is a fucking fool. You need no more proof of that than Chicago, motherfucking Illinois, my hometown. The Democrats have been running that motherfucker since Richard Daley Sr. What have they done for the black community? Not a goddamn fucking thing. They can't even fix the potholes in the goddamn street, let alone the crime on it. And they don't care to either. They push these welfare agendas to have these baby mama ratchet thoughts strung out on it and push the father out of the home because they don't want black people to do better. They don't want us to get our shit together and start building as black women always accuse black men of not doing. How the hell we gonna build when we got Negro? This is our manpower? Stephon Clark? This is our manpower? And I ain't even got started on Stephon Clark yet. I'm not even there yet. I'm still on his brother. We supposed to build with that? Or the woman in this video, 48-year-old grown-ass woman, looking like, going out the house looking like this? And just wait. Just wait until y'all hear the storyline behind this shit. Just wait. Don't get me started, man. And then see y'all done fucked up when y'all let me see the shit like this, y'all done fucked all the way up. Now, okay. And Mr. Carroll brought this up, and he's not what inspired me to ask this question, because over the last 4 days, I've been thinking about how I'm going to address this subject. And I was already asking this question time and time and time again in my fucking head. Stephon Clark. Young brother, handsome young brother, shot and killed by police. After police answer a call of somebody breaking into cars. They chase him down into somebody's backyard and then gun him down. The question has to be asked. I know it's painful. It's just like I told my ex this. I tell black women this all the time. When I ask them the tough questions, which they don't want to face because it's going to make them look in the mirror and accept why so many of them are single and unmarried. Why was Stephon Clark running from the police if he wasn't the one that the police were called for who was breaking into cars? Why did Freddie Gray run when he saw the police? Why did Michael Brown try to fight with the police when the cop pulled up on him and asked him just to get out of the middle of the street? The funny thing about the Michael Brown thing, and this shows you the tragedy of not having a father figure who can command and exemplify authority in the home. The cop that rolled up on Michael Brown hadn't even got the call over the radio yet that there had been a strong arm robbery at the gas station up the fucking street. I actually went to Ferguson, Missouri about 2 years after what happened in Ferguson, okay? And I went to the very gas station where Michael Brown was, and I drove to that very street point where he was gunned down. It was no more than 3 blocks. The cop hadn't even got the radio call. He was simply pulling over to tell that big buffoon to get his big black ass out the damn street so cars don't have to swerve around him. When I was on St. Patrick's Day, when I had finished my business, I was going back home. There was these 2 ratchet black females in the middle of the street. They can hear, I know they heard me coming up behind them. They're going to keep intentionally slowly walking in the middle of the fucking street just to show how disrespectful they could be. And then the cop pulls up to tell him to get the fuck out the street, and he starts attacking the cop because ain't nobody gonna tell me what to do. I'm a big buck nigga. But then I'm supposed to feel bad when somebody pulls a gun and guns his black ass down. I'm supposed to feel bad. But then wait, hold up now. There's something else. Now, in every one of these cases, including the one that happened in Chicago with Laquan McDonald, yes, we saw the disturbing video of him get shot down by police, and then the cop, whatever the fuck his name was, pinning him to the ground with more shots when he was already down. But what we didn't hear so much about was that Laquan McDonald was high out of his mind, I think on PCP or something like that, and he actually had a knife in one of his hands. And when the first police car pulled up on him, he ran up and stabbed the tire of that police car. Okay? It wasn't that cop that actually shot him, but it was one of the cops that witnessed him do that shit. Okay? Now, does that justify, shooting him a whole bunch of times? No. But at the same time, you see somebody acting crazy like that, and you have a gun on you, what are you going to think? Do you know how many times me as a black man, me as an African American, when I've been at a gas station or anywhere else, I see these savage looking Negroes walking up in fucking wolf packs and I start reaching? Do you know how many times that's happened? And I'm scared out of my fucking skin because I don't know what they're gonna do or what's their mentality, and they looking dead at me and they in hoodies and wearing all black. You know how many fucking times I started reaching? Shit. Talk about the police, please. And then you have to address the topic that I made several videos about. Because when you see Stephon Clark, I don't know how his brother was, but when you see Stephon Clark, what you see sadly is a replica mirror reflection of a majority of black males raised in single parent homes, okay? And not raised by single mothers, but by single baby mamas all throughout this country. And there is a difference between a single baby mama and a single mother, okay? My father was raised by a single mother because his drill sergeant army father walked out on him, okay? My father grew up to be a productive citizen. Obama, his father walked out on his mama, his white mama. He was raised by his white mama and his grandparents, okay? So there are single parents, and then there are what I call single ratchet thoughts. And if you don't know what a single ratchet thought is, all you got to do is go to YouTube and type in twerking, hood rat fights, any of a number of keywords. Hell, Instagram models, boss, B-I-T-C-H, etc. And you will see exactly what the fuck a single baby mama is. These are the type of females on a majority scale since the 1980s when I was born. These are the type of females that are raising these black boys, and I have talked about it. Y'all who know, y'all have been on my platform for over 4 years, at least 3. Some of y'all from almost day one. And y'all know of what I speak. These are the type of females that are raising these black boys. And what did I tell y'all? Well before Stephon Clark, I told y'all, what happens to these boys is that the mental illness, the demented mentality and behavior, the degeneracy that the females who bared them and reared them have, that bad, nasty attitude, that thinking I can do anything I want and say anything I want to anybody type of attitude that black females have. And then when somebody, calls me to be held accountable or responsible for my actions, I'm going to go off on them. I'm going to act like a hyena, and then they'll shut up because I'm going to do what I want, whether it's right or wrong. That attitude is passed down like a fucking cancer to these boys. And the fatal flaw is that they are not females. They are males, and what's worse, they are black males. And society already has an idea, a stereotypical idea in its head about the black male. No matter what the liberals tells you, no matter what Don Lemon tells you on CNN, okay? Society has a certain mentality, a certain image in their head when they see us. And when they see fools like Stephon Clark, that image evolves into real life in the snap of a finger, the click of a fucking second. And then you have to deal with what each individual or organization has made up in their mind. In this case, the police, the law enforcement agencies, and police officers who make up those law enforcement agencies have decided they're going to do when they confront this image. Whether it's I'm going to jump on him and tase him, beat his ass and put him in handcuffs, I'm going to pull a gun and blow his damn brains out. See, the black female, as I've told y'all, they can get away with acting like circus clowns. We cannot. We can't. I've just rolled my eyes at cops in the past. I've rolled my eyes around bosses. And it's like they act like they're ready to go DEFCON 4 on my ass. Let alone something like running from the cops, fighting with the cops, cussing the cops out. And look, don't get me wrong. I am not saying that the police are in the right in every case. Because in several cases we've seen they're damn wrong. That cop, Michael Slager, that shot that black dude in the back that was running from him. Now, yeah, he was fighting. He was resisting arrest. But when a person's running from you, they're no longer a threat. Okay? So yes, he should have got more time than 20 years in prison. And there have been several other cases. I told y'all about the times I was stopped by this fat ass cop in Wooddale, Illinois, the west suburbs of Chicago. That ran out of donuts and coffee at 3 o'clock in the morning, so he figured he'd drive around a Jewel Osco parking lot looking for somebody to fuck with. In Elk Grove Village Police Department, they can also kiss my ass. But the difference between me and people like Stephon Clark is that I was raised by both a mother and a father. A father who got up every single fucking day and went out to worked his ass off for 30 years, and still has not retired. And he taught me not only how to respect and address authority, but he taught me how to handle things as a fucking man, not as a goddamn Tasmanian devil fucking savage. Because if you act like a savage, hey, if a pit bull charges you and you got a gun on you, what you gonna do? You gonna shoot the shit out that motherfucker to save your own life. I dealt with the situations, and I was mad because I was being fucked with for no reason. But I dealt with them as a man deals with it. Cop comes up, asks me in so many words, "What you doing here?" I tell him what I'm doing here. He say, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Store is closed, which means the parking lot is closed. And the people working overnight inside the store, they really don't like people being out in their parking lot. And I don't like, people being in my town in closed parking lots or closed stores. He didn't say it exactly like that. He was a little nicer about it. But, in so many words and I'm thinking to myself, okay, so you trying to say that you think that I'm suspicious because I'm sitting in a fucking car with my headlights turned on in the middle of a fucking parking lot more than 200 feet from the goddamn store's front entrance. If I was trying to break in the motherfucker, I'd be parked around back with my lights off. Of course, I didn't say that because I knew if I had said that to that stupid ass cop, it would have just escalated the situation. Then he's calling for backup. Then he's getting out of his car saying, "Let me see your ID." Cause see now his ego tripping is up. Now I'm angry because I'm not doing nothing. Now he's angry because I'm talking to him like, he not the police. So now he gonna try to get gangster because he think I'm getting gangster. And then before you know it, his gun or his taser's coming out and I'm getting the living shit shot out of my ass, or I'm getting thrown to the pavement and getting handcuffs put on me. So what do? I play it cool. I already realized this is a dumbass motherfucking cop that's a little bored. He ran out of donuts and coffee. I could offer to take him to Dunkin' Donuts, you know what I'm saying, and get his fat ass some more Dunkin' Donuts. But I'm going to play it cool. I say, "Okay, whatever, officer. You have a nice night." And he's like, "You going to be here for a while?" "Yeah, I'm going to be here for a little while longer." And as soon as he leave, and you could tell, he's still ego tripping, he drives around the parking lot. He starts shining his searchlight in my face. And here's the catch. He shines his searchlight in my fucking face in a parking lot at 3 o'clock in the morning that's loaded with fucking floodlights. Anybody that's ever been to a grocery store, they ain't got nothing but floodlights on them. The 100 feet high fucking towers with the big ass lamps on them. Why the fuck is he shining his searchlight in my face with all these damn lights? He can see me. Where am I going? So I already knew he was a dumbass cop, but the trick was I didn't act like a dumbass too. Okay? And to compound that, unlike these Negroes like Stephon Clark, Michael Brown, and Freddie Gray, I wasn't doing shit. I wasn't committing no damn crime. I wasn't breaking into cars. I wasn't strong arm robbing some Indian named Abu at the fucking convenience store down the street. I wasn't selling drugs and poison to my own damn people. I wasn't selling illegal cigarettes on the street corner in New York City. I was minding my motherfucking business. So as soon as this cop get the fuck out of my face the next morning, I called the police department, I called City Hall, and I call a lawyer. And before you know it, I'm talking to the police commissioner and he's apologizing to me because I got harassed. And I'm letting him know in so many words, you know, I'm not making any threats, Mr. Commissioner, but you don't want this to turn into another Ferguson, do you? I mean, I am a civilized black person, so I know how to handle myself. But I just want you to picture this. And I love painting pictures for dumbass cops. I've done this on several occasions because I had to talk to the chief of police of the Elk Grove Village Police Department too. They can kiss my black ass. But I said, I paint a picture for the police chief when I talk to him. See, this is how civilized people deal with shit. I say, I want you to imagine, Mr. Police Chief. Imagine had I not been a civilized, law-abiding black male. Imagine I had have been one of those black males with the hoodie over my head, 3 or 4 of my friends in the car, smoking weed, you know what I'm saying, playing loud music. I'm an ignorant savage. Of course I didn't say it like this, but, I'm an ignorant savage. One of your, a tin hut fucking hoorah ex-Marine Corps skinhead fucking cops rolls up on me. I don't know how to control myself. And your cop already has an idea in his head about who and what I am. What the fuck do you think is going to happen? Tragedy is probably going to happen in about 5.5 seconds. Then, before you know it, all these idiots like Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, CNN are going to be in your town, turning it into the next Ferguson. Riots, burning down buildings, breaking into stores, all kinds of crazy shit. So it would probably be in the best interest of the Elk Grove Village Police Department and the Wooddale Police Department to, I don't know, maybe go through a ethnic sensitivity workshop with their officers. Maybe do a little retraining, maybe a little, community workshop one-on-one or something like that. Because if that cop encounters a black person that is not a black person, but instead a black savage, it might not end as well as it did this time. And the Elk Grove Village Police, the Elk Grove Village Police chief, he told me, oh, that cop, he just threw him completely under the bus. He was a rookie, he doesn't really know what he's doing. We're gonna retrain him. So he just threw that fucking cop under the bus. The other cop, Wooddale, he was a veteran sergeant or something, but he got a talking to. He got a significant talking to. They looked at his body cam. Do you know how embarrassing that is for that cop? For him to be dragged into his supervisor's office, after talking with his buddies about, the amount of niggas he locked up, his supervisor called him into the office and he scolded him. This grown ass man getting scolded like a little 5-year-old boy and everybody can see it through the fucking window. And he's saying, well, I'm gonna need to see your body cam. And then all these paper pushers that cops hate, they looking at his body cam to see, how he interacted with me. Do you know how embarrassing that is and how much angrier that made him? And now he's thinking about that the next time he clocks back in and has to go out. See, that's how you deal with police if they ain't doing shit. But then there's the catch that goes all the way back to the beginning of this video. Y'all was doing shit, and that's why the police is chasing y'all motherfucking ass, and that's why y'all couldn't deal with the police like that. And that's why, well, the end result of the tragedy in which occurred, which is sad. But it reminds us of why the black community is in such peril. Because y'all don't know how to act, you don't know how to react. And when itch comes to scratch, 9 times out of 10, everybody knows y'all was on bullshit. Now, I'm done going ham. And this was polite. Just wait until you see my second video. Over and out.